episode of Off the Script, number 158, part number 3, for your Sunday, February 26th, 2017. I got news on Tom Phillips. What happened to Tom Phillips, and what did he say on an airplane to a woman who was not his fiancée? I don't want to say it because it's too explicit for Off the Script. But apparently Tom Phillips wants to face fuck somebody. I'm sitting right here and I want to face fuck the shit out of you. What a fucking asshole. Anyway, Tom Phillips, what's going to happen? What's my opinion on it? We'll talk about it right here on Off the Script. Also, story on why Brock Lesnar retired from the UFC. What was the driving force behind Brock Lesnar quitting UFC? Also, I got news on the backstage reaction to The Rock on Monday Night Raw calling CM Punk. Also, controversial name to induct Diamond Dallas Page into the Hall of Fame. Who is it? And who do I think should induct DDP? We're going to talk about it on Off the Script. Also, AJ Lee apparently is deemed unfuckable by a former WWE Director of Talent Relations. And Naomi, why was she forced to relinquish the Smackdown Live Women's Championship? And what the fuck is JD doing with a luchador mask right here on Off the Script? Why? I don't know. But all this, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Off the Script, episode 158, part number 3 for your Sunday, February 26th, 2017. Glad to be back in New York. Glad to be back doing Off the Script for you guys. And if you missed part 1 and part 2, those videos are live right now on the channel. Make sure you guys go and check them out. I'm going to put an annotation right in the video for you guys to go check those videos out if you did indeed miss any of Off the Script this weekend. The iTunes version of Off the Script will be uploaded. Parts 1 and 2 will be uploaded tonight. So make sure you guys check out for that, or look out for that. If you do want to check into iTunes and Off the Script, if you guys want to take it to work with you on Monday morning, take it to school, whatever you guys got to do to begin your weeks, man, Off the Script will be there waiting for you. I just got back from Atlantic City, man. Just got back from Atlantic City. I actually got back around 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. And it was tiresome, man. We had a long weekend. We drank a lot. We did drink quite heavily. It was fun, man. I love going down there. You guys know how I love going down there. I say it all the time. My buddy Sean and his buddy Sean Burke. So we were Sean times 2 this weekend, and it was just fun. You know, we went to Tropicana. We checked out some festivities that were going on in the Tropicana. Apparently, there was a wine festival. There was a wine festival in Tropicana Casino in the marketplace in the quarter. And if you guys have been to Atlantic City, Tropicana is just a fun environment. You know, there's a ton of shit to do in Tropicana. Probably one of my favorite places to go drinking in Atlantic City is Tropicana. And I'm not going to be able to make the Atlantic City Beer Fest this year, which fucking really, it honestly disappoints me to no end, man. It disappoints me greatly. that I can't make it to the Atlantic City Beer Fest. It's a yearly thing that me and Sean do, and we've went, I've gone, I believe this would have been the 8th year in a row I went. But I'm not going to be able to do it because the Beer Fest, for the first time since I think I've been going, is falling on WrestleMania weekend. And coincidentally, this is the first year I'm going to be in and around Orlando, where WrestleMania is going to be taking place. I'm going to be in and around Orlando doing festivities and taking care of what I got to do down there, this year, for the first time ever. Beer Fest usually is the week before WrestleMania or the week after WrestleMania, depending on how they're feeling that year. And it sucks. It never landed on the same weekend. I don't recall. It might have once or twice, but I wasn't in any position to go to Orlando. But it sucks I won't be able to go there, man. The AC Beer Music Festival is something that is very special to me. We make a big deal about it every single year. There's over 500 fucking vendors of beer. That's where I get all my knowledge. That's where I just let loose and just have a good time, man. It's 4 hours of just unadulterated fucking chaos. You got 10,000 people filling the Atlantic City Convention Center on that Friday and Saturday for Beer Fest. It was a 3-day festival. They got rid of the 3rd day because it was just so crazy, man. Like, I commend all those people that got to clean up after 10,000 drunken fools. Can you imagine what the bathrooms look like after that? Holy shit. But I'm very disappointed I'm not going to be going down there for the Beer Fest this year, and we're going to miss it. But hopefully by next April. I know for a fact the Beer Fest is falling 1 week before WrestleMania, so I'll be able to do that and WrestleMania at the same year if I do, again, plan to go to WrestleMania in New Orleans. So we're happy about that. We're going to kick off next year, 2018 Beer Fest in style. Hopefully by that time I will have reached 100,000 subs, and we can really celebrate, to be perfectly honest with you. But the fact that we're not going this year, we did this wine festival in Tropicana. Sean's girlfriend bought me a ticket for my birthday. I had no idea, which was sweet of her. Sean had everything already planned, which was great. I mean, I don't really give a shit about my birthday, but when people do something, out of the kindness of their heart on their own, it means a lot to me, man, because I don't expect anybody to do anything for me, period. But we got tickets to this wine festival. We walk in. And when I tell you, man, the atmosphere is so much different than what a beer fest is. And I expected that. I knew that going in. But we got there, and Sean looked at me. We started laughing. Because he looked at me, he's like, I just have a feeling it's going to be one of those things where we're going to be here for an hour and say, fuck this, and go get drunk somewhere else. And that's exactly what we did, man. They gave us a free cheese plate with crackers, because cheese and crackers go great with wine. And we walked around for an hour, and all these people, all these old heads, and all these fucking sophisticated people, they're swishing the wine in the glass, and they're sipping it, and they give you next to nothing, man. They give you like the fucking sweat that I'll wipe off my forehead was more than what they poured in these glasses. It was fucking ridiculous. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. There was one vendor. He was awesome, man. He was like this older guy. He had this burly beard, gray in his beard. He was like, look at them. Let me give these guys something. And he's like, he's looking at us, and he kind of knew what we were there for. He's like, these guys are gonna get trashed. So he pulled that fucking cork off the bottle. He started pouring us fucking this Jersey Devil is what it's called. It was more like a fucking liqueur. Never mind a fucking wine, man. This thing was like fucking 15% alcohol. It was beautiful. But everything was raised and made in New Jersey. They had 150 different wines to taste. And it got boring, man. It's either dry or sweet. It's either a flavor or it's not. The beer is just so much more, I would say, unique in its own way because there's just so much fucking variety. How much wine can you really drink? And you're sitting there with the old heads, they're like, this is exquisite. This goes good with brie or cheddar. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Fill my motherfucking glass up and give me a fucking glass of wine, will you? Shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit what it goes good with. Though it did go good with the cheese that they gave us, but that's beyond the point. But the wine festival was supposed to be a substitute for my trip down to Atlantic City this weekend, and it did nothing. It did nothing. I had a good time afterwards, man. We went to Firewaters down in Tropicana. I periscoped. I spilled a beer live on fucking stream. You know, you guys were enjoying the interactive portion of it. So we had a good time. We had a few Mad Elfs. We had this Baconator beer, which was all right. It was nothing special. And Nancy, the bartender at Firewaters, knows who I am, so she always treats us good. We went to Firewaters. We went to Wet Willie's. We went home. We wanted to grill because it was a nice day out, but we didn't get the grilling done. After that, I guess we went home, and then we relaxed for a little bit, and then we went back to the bar, and I had like 4 Jack and Cokes. I met my buddy Caesar. Sean wasn't feeling well because he had to be up at 7. He had to be up at 7 for work, so it was a pretty interesting weekend, man. It was quite chaotic. So it's always fun when I go down there. You know, when I go down there, it's just a way to get away from New York City. I fucking hate New York City. I say it all the time, but I had a good time. And as I was down there, obviously news broke about several different stories. One being the Tom Phillips one. So we're going to talk about that, plus a lot more on Off the Script. Thank you guys. I'm happy to be back. I'm sorry I'm late. The reason I was late with Off the Script today is if you guys watched parts 1 and 2, I mentioned I would be in Atlantic City, and here I am. I'm back, and I'm giving you guys, like I promised, Off the Script. A little bit later than I wanted, but, you know, I had to come home and take a nap. I was exhausted after fucking putting my body through all that drinking, so I'm going to recuperate, get back on my diet, because I fucked up my diet yesterday. I said, fuck this shit, you know? When you're drinking, you're going to eat, and you do all this other shit, you know, you don't give a fuck what you put in your body. I fucked up, so I got to start all over again, but we'll get back on that diet regimen very, very soon. We're going to go over the news. I want to go over a few things. I do have an unboxing for you guys as well. That Wrestling Club. We're going to unbox. I just had it delivered this week. It was waiting for me when I got back. So we'll do that. I got it already opened. I cut the tape off. We're going to do that. I'm going to save you guys some money on that if you like what you see. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Always fun, man, on Twitter. You never know what's going to go on. Never know what I'm going to say. Never know what, what goon I'm fucking putting in their place. You never know when I'm going to go live. It's a nice aspect that you could just go live right from Twitter, man. Nice, nice, nice indeed. So follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Shame on you if you have not done so. Hit that subscribe button. We are dangerously close to 74,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys sub. Capital Wrestling and my buddy Mr. Matthew Ryan Shapiro, they got their first inaugural show March 25th in Jersey City, New Jersey. All the information you guys need for their social media will be linked down below. Go check them out. Tell them that JD sent you. And if you're in and around the Jersey City area on March 25th, please go and support indie wrestling, man. I can't stress this enough. Please go and support indie wrestling. And Matthew Ryan Shapiro is going to be a big part of that. And he's my broadcast partner for House of Glory, and he's going to put on a great show. We will have another trailer for Capital Wrestling Friday on Off the Script. We'll be debuting new trailers for them and their promotion and their show each and every Friday on Off the Script, so I got that one lined up for you guys as well. The next name on the roster, who I think you guys are going to like, so make sure you guys tune into Off the Script, as always, on Friday, episode 159. Please make sure you guys check out down below all the sponsorships that I'm a part of. We got Loot Crate. Loot Crate is offering Masters of the Mic. That is going to be the next crate that is unveiled during WrestleMania season. And in this crate is a Stone Cold Steve Austin special exclusive action figure you can only get in Loot Crate, man. So with WWE Slam Crate comes exclusivity. And what you guys want to do is use my unique link. You're going to go down to the link, click it. You're going to subscribe to whatever service you want for the bi-monthly crate that they offer you, and you're going to enter coupon code JD from NY to save yourself 10% off on Loot Crate, man. You can't beat that. Also, Barbershop Window has given me a new unique link so that it's easier for you guys to access my online shop. Very, very simple. Shout out to Ryan, CEO of Pro Wrestling Tees. He gave me the unique link, barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Look at that, man. So make sure you guys go to barbershopwindow.com/off the script for your merchandise. Get your shirts today before WrestleMania. I can't urge this and stress this enough, man. If you guys want my merchandise for when you go down to Orlando, you got to do it now because it's going to take about 3 weeks to get prepared and printed. They take a while because they are of excellent quality. Make sure you guys go and do that. barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Another thing that we're part of with Pro Wrestling Tees and Pro Wrestling Crate, you got Pro Wrestling Crate. ProWrestlingCrate.com. Save yourself 20% off on Pro Wrestling Crate. We did the unboxing on Fridays off the script. You're going to use coupon code off the script at checkout. 20% off one of my favorite subscription services every single month. And you guys know it's quality if it's coming from Pro Wrestling Tees. That's ProWrestlingCrate.com. And you're going to enter the coupon code off the script at checkout for 20% off. Audible is also sponsoring the show, as always. They're giving you guys a huge offer. One free audiobook as soon as you go through the sign-up service, man. One free audiobook. You try the service out free for 30 days. That's all they ask, man. You sign up, you're going to get one book on the house. Over 180,000 different titles to choose from. A lot of them are wrestling related, and a lot of you guys cashed in on Daniel Bryan. That is audibletrial.com/off-the-script. Make sure you guys do that, man. That's audibletrial.com/off-the-script. Daniel Bryan. You got AJ Lee's new book, which I'm hearing rave reviews about. Crazy is My Superpower. You got JTG, The Death of WCW, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Hardcore Holly. They're all on there, man. Make sure you guys check that out. audibletrial.com/off-the-script. And Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. There's a lot of shit I got to remember, man. Holy shit. If you guys want to support the podcast in another way, monthly, Patreon is the best way to do that. Thank you guys so much. If I missed anything, oh well, it's down in the description, all right? So make sure you guys check that out. We're going to do this unboxing, man. I kind of know what's in it already because I think somebody revealed it on Twitter, and I accidentally looked at the fucking tweet. So if I don't act surprised, that's why. But I want to thank that wrestling club for sending me another box, man. I'm very happy to be working with these guys. These guys are fucking awesome. Their customer service is great. And all you got to do is go follow them on Twitter, man. That Wrestling Club. It's simple as that. I'll leave you all the information down in the description. And if you guys like this, go to the website. I believe it's thatwrestlingclub.com. Make sure you guys sign up. I'm going to save you money on this too, man. JD from NY is the coupon code when you check out That Wrestling Club. Going to save you money on this subscription service as well, man. I love these boxes. They are some of my favorite segments on Off the Script. So let's figure out what is in here, man. Oh my God. We got a t-shirt and something that I'm going to be utilizing on this show quite often. I'll tell you that right now. But we got a shirt. Got a shirt. And it's The Undertaker. Taking souls and digging holes. Look at that, man. Yeah. The Undertaker. That's fucking awesome. This is WWE shop. That is WWE shop, bro. That is fucking awesome. That is awesome. It's got the WWE. Look at that, man. Officially licensed WWE products, man. Unbelievable. That Wrestling Club. Fucking beast. I'll be wearing that out somewhere. I don't know. They're going to take my fucking soul if I drink like I did this weekend. What do we got here? I don't got anything to cut this open with. Oh, but it rips easy. We got a figure here. Vinyl figures. There you go. Roman Reigns is on the front, so you probably know it's a fucking piece of shit. Hopefully it's not Roman Reigns. Who they got on here? They got Reigns, DiBiase. They got Goldust, Orton. They got the whole loot of them on the back there. Anybody but Roman Reigns. Anybody but Roman Reigns. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's rip it open. Watch it be Roman Reigns. Watch it be Roman Reigns. Watch it be Roman Reigns. Oh, it's Goldust. I got Goldust. The one guy I didn't want, but I got Goldust. He could go up there and he can hang out with the fucking Bailey Bear that I got from Loot Crate. Look at this, man. We're going to do this last. We're going to do this one last. What do we got here? Is this a cheat sheet? Oh, this is a list. Look, they gave it a list of whatever's in here. Oh, that was a Funko Mini. That was a Funko Mini. Pretty cool. Yep. That's the cheat sheet. Heavyweight box is $34.99. Cruiserweight box is $24.99. And the small package pin is $9.99. So I'm going to save you 10% off any one of those subscription services, man. Seriously. JD from NY is the coupon code. That's fucking awesome. What do we got here? We got, autographed picture of Badass Billy Gunn. Look at that. Pretty sweet. Are you an ass man? Probably. Everybody's an ass man. What is this? Finn Balor? Oh, this is Kane Balor. Not really somebody I would mold with Finn Balor, but that's pretty cool, man. Oh, Fane Calor is his name. Fane Calor. Parts unknown, 317 pounds, 6'9". Suicide Somersault Senton is his finishing move. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty much it, man. But this is gonna make the whole fucking crate. If I can open this motherfucker. If I can open this motherfucker. Yeah. Look at this, man. Look at this, man. A luchador mask. Oh my god. You know I'll be wearing this on the fucking show, bro. You guys know I'll be wearing this on the fucking show. Let me see. And yes, clowns, my hat is off. Don't get used to it. Yeah, look at me. I can't even see out of this thing, man. There you go. Tough on the eyes. I don't know how these luchadors do it, bro. I'm going to do the intro on this mask. I'm going to do the intro on this mask, man. Yeah, look at me. And maybe I could actually fucking wrestle. Who's this? Rey Mysterio? Sin Cara? Who is this? I don't even know. Who fucking cares? Who cares? There you go. Luchador mask. That wrestling club, man. Fucking beast. They again, succeeded with a fun fucking crate, man. That wrestling club, 10% off. JD from NY is the coupon code at checkout. Make sure you guys check those guys out. Beast fucking crate. Absolutely love it. And there you have it. There you have it, man. Moving on. Let's get on with the news. All right, let's get on with the news. We're going to talk about this Tom Phillips situation. Of course, this had to break when I was down in Atlantic City, man. WWE announcer Tom Phillips allegedly cheated on his fiancee, sent the woman who apparently he was cheating with vulgar texts. What did he say? This is what Tom Phillips said as he was on a flight, and the picture that's making rounds, I'm sure you've seen it all over social media. It's Tom Phillips pretty much having a selfie of himself sitting in the airline seat with his Beats by Dre headphones. And this girl on Instagram, Missy the Tattooed Girl, that's what she's going by. He sent her this, and I quote, "I'm in my seat with a massive erection and a 4-hour flight ahead of me. I'm going to face fuck the shit out of you." That's what he sent to Missy the Tattooed Girl. Okay? I don't know what she looks like. Hopefully she's a winner. Otherwise you just wasted fucking an engagement and you possibly have tarnished your career. But this is what she said, man. She put him on blast on fucking Instagram. And she said, and she posted the entire fucking message. She literally screenshotted the tweet or the DM, the text message, whatever the fuck it was. She screenshotted it and she put it on her Instagram. And she says, "This is why I don't trust people. Without my friends, I never would have known that a high-profile WWE commentator who was talking to me and wanted to get together is engaged. I had zero idea and I couldn't be more sorry to the girl involved. You deserve better than this. Apparently nobody is faithful anymore." And she even tagged him on Instagram. Unfucking believable, man. Unfucking believable. She ruined this guy's life for the most part. But the full story is as follows. Let's go over this. Now, reports are suggesting that Tom Phillips, a WWE announcer for the company's Smackdown Live brand, may have had an affair with another woman despite being engaged, while also sending the woman explicitly sexual text messages. They were indeed text messages. Tom Phillips, who's 27 years old, had joined WWE in 2012, starting out as a backstage interview for the WWE app, then moving on to announcing jobs on the company's B shows such as Superstars and Main Event, while still conducting backstage interviews on both WWE and NXT programming. Most recently, he had joined SmackDown Live's announce team, where he commentates alongside Mauro Ranallo, John Bradshaw Layfield, and David Otunga. This isn't the first controversy in Tom Phillips' WWE tenure. Last year, the wife of then recently released WWE announcer Rich Brennan, a.k.a. Rich Bacchini, who we had on Out of Nowhere, which he's a very, very nice man. That was a great interview. We had fun with Rich. Very down-to-earth guy, man. Really, really cool dude. He had taken to Twitter she had taken to Twitter on behalf of Rich to accuse Phillips of burying people or making wrestlers or other colleagues in the industry look bad. According to Wrestle Pundit, Jessica Bacchini's comment was in response to a Twitter user who had posted a similar allegation from the former WWE wrestler and announcer Taz. And I quote, "Making it in WWE has less to do with talent than who you are willing to bury on your way to the top, which is Tom's specialty." Tom Phillips, that is. End quote. Now, it would appear that Phillips is in another kind of trouble, this time from a woman that he had recently met and communicated with while on a flight. According to WrestlingNews.co, Phillips had gotten in contact with an Instagram user with the handle Missy the Tattooed Girl, and had allegedly sent her sexually charged text messages and photos. Of what the photos are, I don't know. I didn't hear it was any photos. I didn't see any photos. All I seen was the verbal exchange between the two. But the woman had found out from friends that he was indeed engaged. She took to Instagram to post a screenshot of their conversation, which was supposed to be made private. Okay? To the woman, whose real name was not published, has since set her social media accounts to private, according to Wrestling Inc., but not before posting the screenshot and adding a message expressing her disappointment and disgust with the situation. "This is why I don't trust people. Without my friends, I would have never known that a high-profile WWE commentator who was talking to me and wanted to get together is engaged. I had zero idea, and I couldn't be more sorry to the girl involved. You deserve better than this. Apparently, nobody is faithful anymore." Likewise, Tom Phillips also had changed his settings on his social media accounts to private. At the time, Missy the Tattooed Girl posted these screenshots. These images have since been retweeted several times over the past day, and at this point, we should warn you that the content of the alleged conversation between Phillips and the woman is very vulgar. But who cares? We don't give a shit about vulgar here. The woman also posted a second screenshot, which detailed how the embattled announcer allegedly tried to get in touch with her via Snapchat. She claims that Phillips was reprimanded by WWE officials for sending lewd photos to me in direct messages with his company phone, which is supposedly the reason why he chooses to keep a low profile. After making a secret Snapchat to communicate with the woman, Phillips then asked her out on a date, but then the woman would do her research and discover that she was about to go on a date with an engaged man. He even texted me on the day he made his engagement video. End quote. That's what she said. Since the word of this affair had broken out yesterday, many fans have compared Tom Phillips' situation to that of WWE superstar Seth Rollins, who supposedly cheated on his fiancee and posted naked photos of the woman he was having an affair with former NXT wrestler Zara Schreiber, if you guys remember that name, on his social media accounts. According to a February 2015 report from the Daily Mail, Seth's then-fiancée, Layla Schultz, had retaliated by posting Rollins' own naked photos on social media. Rollins eventually issued a statement apologizing to his fans and loved ones for the private photographs that were distributed without his consent. Neither Tom Phillips nor WWE had publicly commented on the recent accusations. What do I say here? We can make fun of Tom Phillips all we want. We really could. We can make fun of Tom Phillips until we're blue in the face. But you, me, and everybody else has said something along the lines to somebody that we're involved with, like Tom Phillips did to this girl. Now, Tom Phillips was engaged. Clearly, he was wrong, okay? And you have to have it in the back of your mind. Do not, and I can't stress this enough, do not trust anybody in this life with anything. If they have an opportunity to fuck your career and fuck your livelihood and fuck your well-being, they would probably do it. She didn't know him. They didn't know each other too well. Why would you put trust in this woman to not do something like this? Okay? And on top of that, Tom Phillips had sent lewd photos with WWE's company phone. So that's strike one right there. Strike two was that he was sending messages to someone while being engaged. Strike two. Strike three, clearly strike three is what this woman did out of retaliation against Tom Phillips, and they fucked his reputation and his career. Okay? I'm not saying that Tom Phillips will not battle back from this. I'm not saying that Tom Phillips is going to be fucked over or fired or terminated, future endeavored. He's not going to have any of those things happen to him. They didn't do anything to Rollins. They're not going to do anything to Tom Phillips. Okay? This is just something that is beyond his control, in the latter portion of this situation. Should not be sending lewd photos, naked photos of yourself with company phones. Shouldn't be doing that. If you're working for a company, a high-profile company like WWE, why do you want to put yourself or risk putting yourself out there with something so stupid like that? I've never sent a lewd photo to anybody. I just don't find that to be appealing. Who the fuck wants to look at a lewd photo of JD's junk? Seriously. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody that you're talking to or dating wants to see that shit. I mean, how fucking stupid can you be? This is Tom Phillips' fault. Up and down, left and right. He's to blame for this. He put himself in this situation, and people will do anything to fuck you over. Simple as that. I feel sorry that this happened. They're probably just, WWE, that is, will probably just sweep this under the fucking rug. Nothing's going to happen to him. You know what happened to Seth Rollins? WWE, they didn't make any mention of it. It was all over social media. All they did was let it die, which eventually it did a week or two later. Same thing's going to happen here. This is going to die a week or two later. Now, the thing that is dead completely is Tom Phillips' engagement and his future wife-to-be. That relationship, depending on how nice of a person he is or she is, or how forgiving she is, she could dump this guy today, get rid of him, call off the engagement, ruin this guy's fucking life. I don't know how long they've been together. Or she could be understanding and forgiving, which you'd be surprised how many people are. And none of this will have ever happened. It would be like none of this ever happened. So I don't know what's going on with that. I doubt there's going to be any news leaked that Tom Phillips, wedding and his marriage is fucked over. I don't know. The WWE's going to sweep this under the rug. They don't want anything, any bad press coming to them via this fucking goon. So they're going to sweep this under the rug. They're not going to fucking mention it. They're not going to make any light of it. They're going to let it die on its own, which it will, because it's nothing but social media fucking drama. So Tom Phillips fucked up, man. Tom Phillips really put himself in a situation as a company man, irresponsibly, not taking his job seriously. Take your job seriously, man. Seriously. If you're in the position of Tom Phillips, take your job fucking seriously. There are people out there that would fucking kill to have Tom Phillips' position in WWE. Just like how, Rich Bocchini's wife said that Tom, usually puts people out there willing to bury them on his way to the top. That's what you do. It's a cutthroat mentality in the professional wrestling business. Nobody is your friend. Jim Ross always says it. You'd be lucky to walk out with a handful of friends. It's all about you. It's all about yourself. You can't trust anybody in this industry. Tom Phillips, apparently, according to several people, including Taz, he really doesn't give a shit about what he's got to do to get his way up the WWE corporate ladder and on his way to the top. But look at the position he's in now, man. People would kill for that type of position. On Smackdown Live, on NXT, the main guy behind NXT. On Smackdown Live every Tuesday, sitting next to Mauro Ranallo. People would fucking die to be in your position, man. People who are in the same field as you. Take it fucking seriously. Take it with you every fucking night when you lay down to go to sleep and pray that you have the position that you are in. Because there's not many opportunities that go around for everybody to get that type of opportunity. You're one of the very few people in this fucking life to be in that position. Cherish it, honor it, respect it, be responsible with it. You're going to send lewd photos via a company phone on Vince McMahon's dime? You're going to cheat? You're gonna cheat on your fucking fiancee? Someone who you put a ring on for a tattooed girl? Missy the tattooed girl? You're gonna face fuck her on a plane? Come on, man. Every time I'm in a professional situation, I would never even fathom doing or saying shit like that. Always in a professional mind, mentality, and in that professional mode, man. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. It's awful. It is absolutely awful. WWE is not going to say anything about this. Tom Phillips fucked up big time. It's all on him. He's got to look himself in the mirror when he wakes up in the morning and say, I fucked up. I fucked up. You know? Not saying that anything bad's going to happen to him, but, you know, do not trust anybody. If anybody sees a crack in that armor, they are waiting to expose you. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for moments like this. This girl's seen a crack in Tom Phillips' fucking armor, and she exposed this guy to the fucking world. You don't trust people, man. Anybody. I don't give a fuck who they are. You do not trust anybody outside of family. That's it. Tom Phillips might have fucked his life up here, but as a company man, as a professional here, it's going to get swept under the rug. I don't think anything's going to happen to him. I don't think WWE's going to let him go. I think he's far too valuable because finding a good commentator nowadays it really isn't that easy of a thing to do. So I think he'll be fine professionally. Personally, that's a completely another story. If I hear anything else on him, personally and what happens to his relationship, I will certainly let you guys know right here on Off the Script. Vince McMahon told Brock Lesnar to retire from the UFC for this shocking reason. And this is something that really fucking pisses me off as well, man. You guys wanted, me to come down on Lesnar. You know, why does JD treat Lesnar like everybody else? With the Roman Reigns situation, he took Lesnar's side. You're sweeping it under the rug. This one is bullshit. Okay? Not only does this spell bullshit, but it just shows you that unless you're a huge money-making beast like Brock Lesnar, that they really don't give a fuck about you. The talent that you possess doesn't mean a goddamn fucking thing. Recently, Brock Lesnar announced his retirement from MMA, but new details are coming to light about why he made that choice, and Vince McMahon may have forced him to make that decision. At UFC 200, Lesnar defeated Mark Hunt in what would go down as his final professional fight in UFC. It was a huge promotional opportunity for WWE, but the benefits of the fight were overshadowed by the consequences that followed. It gave WWE a boost heading into SummerSlam last year, but Brock Lesnar's failed drug test from U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, or the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, have tarnished his win at UFC 200, hurt his image, and left him suspended from competing in a professional fight until July. Since returning to WWE, Brock has dominated and didn't lose a match clean in over 3 years. That was until his match with Goldberg at Survivor Series. Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar in under 2 minutes, which created a ton of buzz surrounding both men, which WWE officials are still utilizing to build towards their final match at WrestleMania 33. As that match gets closer by the day, some new information has come to light about Brock Lesnar's future in WWE. Brock Lesnar announced his retirement from UFC earlier this month, which seemed like the smart thing to do. His return to UFC 200 created a lot of problems for him, but he still enjoyed the moment of competing inside the octagon one last time, and he made some decent money doing it. Brock is still signed with WWE, so being ineligible from fighting for a year isn't the end of the world. Most importantly, his retirement removed him from USADA's drug testing pool. It's being reported that Brock Lesnar's choice to retire from the UFC was done for a specific reason. Apparently, Vince McMahon complained and wasn't thrilled with Lesnar's physique during his appearance at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. McMahon advocated that Brock get into better shape, and look how he did during his UFC fight at UFC 200. In a nutshell, Vince wants Lesnar to look as intimidating as possible for WrestleMania 33. In other words, What this is telling you is that Vince McMahon is okay with Brock Lesnar cheating to attain a specific look. So there you go. In order to give Vince McMahon what he wants, Brock Lesnar had to announce his retirement from UFC to take him off USADA's drug testing pool. He's no longer an active MMA fighter, which means by any of the substances that Brock was taking to improve his physique to that level, McMahon wants Lesnar to go back on whatever he was taking for his build up to UFC 200. Lesnar is also exempt from WWE's wellness policy, so there isn't any risk for Brock as he trains for WrestleMania. WWE officials have a lot riding on Brock Lesnar heading into WrestleMania and beyond. The expectation is that Goldberg vs. Lesnar in Orlando will be for the Universal Championship after Goldberg beats Kevin Owens at Fastlane for the title. The WWE Universe is expecting Brock to defeat Goldberg on the grandest stage of them all, which means he will likely be holding the WWE Universal title for some time. On paper, the rematch between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns could happen at WWE SummerSlam. The WWE Universe won't have an issue with Lesnar holding the WWE Universal Championship if he's on WWE television every week. His previous run as WWE Champion is what soured many fans on him holding the title because he was gone most of the time. But his current situation may force him on WWE television more often. As of this writing, all Brock Lesnar has is WWE. It's true that WWE officials can book him in whatever way they choose to right now because he doesn't have any other options. However, Brock Lesnar is the biggest guy and the top draw that WWE has on the roster, so his misfortunes outside of the company are WWE's gains. One thing I want to mention before we get into the main topic here at hand. People had an issue with Brock Lesnar holding the WWE Championship. Why? Why did they have an issue having Brock Lesnar the WWE Champion? I don't see why that would be an issue at all. You know? You want somebody to legitimize a championship. How many people on WWE television have been given that title before the draft? Okay, I'm talking about before the draft. How many people before the draft legitimized that WWE Championship? It was a fucking joke. It was a joke. Went from Sheamus to Reigns and Rollins and fucking, you know, it was just a mess. It was just a mess. Triple H. You know? None of those guys legitimized the title. Brock Lesnar legitimized the title. What do you think they did back in the old school days when Bruno Sammartino was fucking carrying the title for fucking years and years and years and years? Was Bruno Sammartino on television every week? Was he at every fucking event? Huh? When Sammartino was in a fight, you knew it was a big deal. Was Hulk Hogan on every WWF Superstars back in the day when he was holding the WWF Championship? Of course not. Why does he need to be on every show? He doesn't need to be on camera every single week. I understand it's a different beast nowadays, and WWE has more television, and they got to get the brand out there. But your champion doesn't need to be on television every single week. That's just a cop-out. For what? If the champion is not there, fine. I could deal with that. Because he doesn't need to be there. If he's not in a big match situation, why the fuck is he going to be on the show? I don't mind Brock Lesnar being the WWE Champion or the Universal Champion. Because I know Brock Lesnar is going to legitimize those championships. And when he does come back, and when he does make a fucking appearance, you know some shit is about to go down. You know it's going to be a big night. You know you're going to be in for, alright, something's going to happen here. Maybe they're setting up for his new opponent. Maybe they're setting up for a big angle. Brock Lesnar's not going to make wasted appearances. So if he is the champion and he's going to be showing up on television, you know it's a big deal. If, you want to give him the championship, there's no reason to overexpose your champion. There's no reason to overexpose Brock Lesnar, because if you get more of Lesnar, we're going to get tired of him more. You understand? If we see less of Lesnar, then every time we see him, we'll be that much more excited to see him, because something big is going to happen. So I don't understand why anybody would have a problem with him being the WWE champ. I loved his run. I thought his run was great. And he gave us he gave us good matches. That triple threat with Cena and Rollins, that was fucking great. Fucking great at Royal Rumble. The Roman Reigns match was great too, I shit all over Roman Reigns, but that Roman Reigns match with Brock Lesnar was fucking fantastic for what it was. I watched that match 2 or 3 times after it happened because it was so damn good. That whole cash-in situation, everything was just brilliantly planned out that night. As far as Lesnar, quitting the UFC because Vince McMahon wanted him to. Vince McMahon was less than thrilled with his physique during the Royal Rumble. I didn't see nothing wrong with Brock Lesnar during the Royal Rumble. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. They don't cite any sources. They don't cite anybody at all saying this. But I would not be surprised at that. I would not be surprised that Lesnar quit because of Vince McMahon. But what does that mean for the rest of the roster? It's like, okay, Lesnar can take illegal substances, okay, that are banned on everybody's fucking list to get in the best shape of his life. Meanwhile, if Dolph Ziggler took something, or if Apollo Crews took something, or if Mojo Rawley took something, right? They would be fucking fined, suspended, and they would be treated like shit once they come back to television. They would be jobbed out left and right for months. Because that's what WWE does. So, this is the way of the world. This is the way of WWE. Can you blame them? Can you blame Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about the talent. He doesn't give a shit about the talent. Vince McMahon's talent, they're nothing but toys to Vince McMahon. Once you sign on that dotted line, you have given your life to Vince McMahon. He can do and say whatever the fuck he wants, and you have to do it. You have to do it. Now, Brock Lesnar's in a special situation because there is only one Brock Lesnar in this life. And Brock Lesnar's going to make Vince McMahon a lot of fucking money. And Brock Lesnar is the main attraction for WrestleMania 33. That's all Vince McMahon cares about. Vince McMahon only cares about money and selling tickets and business. He doesn't give a shit about the talent. He doesn't give a shit about what you want to see happen. He wants his fucking toys to look as shiny as possible for the biggest fucking show of the year. But if Brock Lesnar was Dolph Ziggler, then they would be exiled from WWE. What does that mean to the rest of the roster? It means that some are going to cheat and get away with it. Some are blatantly there to cheat, and nothing can happen to them because of their status in the WWE. Meanwhile, everybody who's on the fucking road 350 days a year, they want to do something, they want to take something because it's a long, arduous road, difficult, right? They do something like that, and they get fucked over. Equality does not exist in WWE. The only thing that exists is how can I make more money off of this man, and how can I make more money off of WrestleMania? Equality does not exist in WWE. If you are not of that status, you are fucked. And there's no fighting it. There's no reason to fight it. And that's a shitty fucking situation. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, The Undertaker. If you are not any of those guys, and you do something like this, you are fucked. And it's a shitty situation that the hardworking guys, the guys who are there every day, get nailed for something like this. And Vince McMahon is here willingly saying, I want you to quit UFC. I want you off USADA's drug testing pool. I want you to take whatever the fuck you were taking. In fact, I'll fucking supply it for you because I want you to look your best for WrestleMania. Do you know how fucked up that is? That the fucking owner of the company is playing. This is any company. No matter what job you have, you might be working a fucking job right now. That's the same way. Your boss plays favorites. But then again, Brock Lesnar's a $6 million favorite. He's making $6 million a year. I guess he's got to look great, right? Can't have your $6 million investment going into WrestleMania looking out of shape and overweight and not cut and not slim and not ready to take on Bill Goldberg and fucking rip his head off. You know? Got to shine up those new toys, Vince. You know? Shine up those toys and put them on display at WrestleMania because that's all they are. Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about anybody on that roster. Does not give a shit about anybody on that roster. They're nothing but fucking toys. Rentals for Vince McMahon. And once they're broken, he's going to go back and go get another fucking toy. He's going to go to fucking aisle 9 and get himself a new toy. Sign that toy to fucking $4 million and he's going to bring him on in. And when that toy breaks, it's rinse and repeat. That's all it is. Vince McMahon is a fucking... WWE is his toy chest. It sucks, but it's the truth. And this, I don't appreciate. I really don't think that one should be, given the tools to cheat willingly and not have anything happen to him. But then someone who's working so hard to attain a Brock Lesnar type spot at WrestleMania, if he fucks up and slips up once, he gets fucked over. I wish equality existed, man. Nobody's treated equal. And you got to sit in that locker room and you see this shit happening, you know it's fucked up. You know it's fucked up. And there's absolutely nothing you can say about it. Why? Because if you speak up, your job is done. Your job is gone. It's fucking ridiculous. So that is the proposed reason why Brock Lesnar quit the UFC. Backstage reaction to The Rock segment after Monday Night Raw in Los Angeles. I know this is old news, but I want to talk about it. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock, you guys know that The Rock was there filming his new movie, Wrestling with My Family, based on Paige's life. Don't know why anybody would be interested in knowing about Paige's life, but that's what's going on. 3 of WWE's all-time greatest superstars, The Rock, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Brock Lesnar, all managed to be at the Staples Center in Los Angeles Monday night. None of them were used in front of the live crowd during the Raw taping. Austin lives in LA part-time, so he was just visiting friends and other members of the roster. Lesnar appeared, probably did a podcast too. Lesnar appeared backstage in an interview with Paul Heyman and Michael Cole, and The Rock was filming a movie in the ring after Raw went off the air. The Rock, of course, was using a live audience to shoot scenes from the upcoming movie Wrestling with My Family, which is based on Paige's life and the ascension to WWE. The Great One instructed the crowd to help him with several chants, but production also included wrestling scenes with the actresses playing the parts of Paige and AJ Lee, as well as stunt doubles. The most buzzworthy element to come out of The Rock's time in the ring Monday night was not for the movie, but it was when he tried to call CM Punk on his cell phone. The crowd started a Punk chant, so The Rock said he'd call him right on the spot. Unfortunately for the audience in attendance, the call went to voicemail. The Rock left a message and had the crowd drum up another loud chant, leaving smiles on a lot of people's faces. However, backstage reaction was quite different in WWE. According to reports, WWE was not thrilled with The Rock bringing up CM Punk. The most notable officials among them were none other than Vince McMahon and Triple H. It should also be of note that The Rock tried to FaceTime Punk, which also turned out to be unsuccessful. As it turns out, Punk was out at the time of the phone call. He was walking his dog, but after receiving the message, he took to Twitter to respond by thanking Los Angeles. Punk, of course, left the WWE in 2014 on bad terms and has repeatedly stated that he'll never return to pro wrestling again. Yes, he stated that, but I don't think that is going to be the case. He and The Rock engaged in a memorable feud in 2013, where The Rock defeated Punk for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. The Rock was simply wasting time and entertaining the crowd until production crew was already, given the cue for him to begin filming for the scenes of this movie. So it was a matter of, it was a spontaneous moment, one that brought The Rock to call CM Punk. However, there still appears to be some hostility from Vince and Triple H on their end, as they even went as far as to send a referee to the back, from the back to the ring to try and tell The Rock to stop with the Punk references. They even sent a referee to the ring to signal to The Rock to stop calling CM Punk. As noted, The Rock did not appear at all during the live episode of Raw, but was also present on the ramp before the show went on the air. He went out to tell people to stick around after the show, after it was over, to participate in filming and do some shtick, which included many impersonations and catchphrases of other wrestlers. Vince ended the segment by coming out to tell The Rock that he was fired, and then both went back through the curtain before the show began. That was before Raw. The last time The Rock was on Raw was more than a year ago, and he again had Vince and other WWE officials upset when he went off the script. If you recall, Rock went to the front row where 3 fans were dressed up as The Undertaker, Macho Man, and Hulk Hogan. They were on camera. WWE moved them off camera because Kevin Dunn, the only thing that people need to see is Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns t-shirts and my teeth. So Kevin Dunn took these people off television and he moved them to the other side of the fucking the arena, front row, so that they weren't shown on camera. And The Rock said, fuck that. He went up to them, he asked them their names, and he gave them a spotlight because they were fucking moved. They were like the highlight of the whole fucking show, you know? Vince was upset with The Rock, but nothing of significance came from it, and likely nothing will from Monday night either. The Rock has complete fucking freedom to do whatever he wants when it comes to WWE. And especially with the rare appearances he's making these days, why the fuck would you tell The Rock to do anything? You're lucky that they even, you know, that he was even there in the same building to give your show some added momentum. In fact, he tells the WWE he wants to do what he wants to do and who he wants to work with at WrestleMania, not the other way around. So The Rock says, listen, I want to do this. I want to work with this guy at WrestleMania. And they'll make it happen because that's how important The Rock is bigger than WWE right now. Okay, so it's not the other way around. And that's the next time fans should expect to see him show up in a WWE ring. He will be at WrestleMania 33. Listen, this is another situation that goes to show you that Vince McMahon is fucking completely out of fucking touch with reality. Vince McMahon is out of touch with reality. Okay? Of course people are going to chant CM Punk. Of course they're going to want CM Punk. Because CM Punk was one of the best fucking talents that you ever seen walk through that fucking curtain. But here you are trying to stop the fans from expressing their feelings. And then you want to stop The Rock from calling a friend? This is The Rock's friend. Okay? This is not something on a business level now. The Rock called Punk. The Rock has Punk's number in his phone because I'm assuming they're friends. Okay? Punk thinks well enough of The Rock, and The Rock thinks well enough of Punk so that they have their phone numbers in their phones. Okay? How out of touch can you fucking be? Let the man do what he wants to do. The fans are chanting CM Punk. He thought it would be entertaining to call CM Punk. Leave it at that. The fact that people are still chanting this man's name in unison at every fucking event when they are bored to tears with your product speaks volumes. One, the guy left too soon. The guy was unceremoniously fucking just, treated like shit. And the people miss him. The people miss him. Look at how important he was to that company. They miss him. Just like when, you miss somebody that is an important aspect of your life. I'm sure Vince McMahon misses somebody or had fond memories of somebody that he knew. This is what the people think of CM Punk. They miss Phil Brooks. And I don't understand why you're so upset with this. If I was WWE, I would do everything in my power to be nice to CM Punk. Because there's literally nobody else that fans want to see come back to the fucking company. This guy could make you so much more money than you ever even dreamed if he comes back. That's the one big return that everybody is fucking holding on to hope for, is CM Punk. And here you are trying to fucking downgrade it. You're trying to shut the fans up. You don't want nothing to do with CM Punk because you hold ill will towards him for whatever reason. Triple H does for whatever reason. I don't know. Vince McMahon went on Stone Cold's podcast, said that, yes, I would be open to working with CM Punk because Vince McMahon knows that Punk is going to make him money. Punk and the relationship with WWE, I have a feeling, will be amended through WWE 2K games. I think Punk is going to be the next one to have that relationship, brought back to life. Because they've done it with everybody. They did it with Warrior. They did it with Sting. They did it with fucking Goldberg. Who's to say that they're not going to do the same thing with CM Punk? And CM Punk was an active roster member in their earlier games. So the fact that he's not in the game anymore, WWE and 2K are going to be all over that to sell him as a pre-order, to sell him as, a hidden character or DLC or something like that. CM Punk fucking, story mode, career showcase, whatever the fuck, So they got to treat this guy, don't fucking downgrade his name. Open up to the fans. Let the fans chant for who they want. This guy is clearly beloved and missed by everybody but Vince McMahon and Triple H. And the fact that The Rock did it. Rock could fucking take a shit in the middle of that ring. Pull his pants down, take a nice steaming dump in the middle of the ring. Like I say goddamn word to him. Just let the man do what he wants to do and entertain the live audience, and that's what The Rock does, and entertains the live audience. But it goes to show you that Vince McMahon is completely out of touch with the fucking reality that is the wrestling business. Of course people miss CM Punk. Let them miss CM Punk. It's not a big fucking deal. Controversial name to induct Diamond Dallas Page into the WWE Hall of Fame. Diamond Dallas Page, as you guys know, is going to the Hall of Fame. It's shaping up to be one of the best Hall of Fames yet in WWE history. During the announcement, for other years, the headliner is usually worthy of his billing, but some of the other inductees are highly questionable to many wrestling fans. Seemingly, the list of credible talent is fading away, especially since there have not been many stars built in the WWE over the past 15 years. During this era, names such as Austin, Edge, Guerrero, Booker T are already inducted, while others such as Jericho, Rock, Undertaker, Goldberg, and John Cena are shoe inductees as soon as their professional wrestling careers are over. As of now, Kurt Angle, The Rock and Roll Express, Teddy Long, Diamond Dallas Page have all officially been announced as Hall of Fame inductees. In 2016, Sting, Stan Hansen, Jacqueline, the Fabulous Freebirds, the Big Boss Man, and the Godfather were all inducted, making the total of 5 singles competitors on one team. The year before, 6 singles competitors: Savage, Kevin Nash, Alundra Blaze, Larry Zbyszko, Tatsumi Fujinami, and Rikishi. And one team, the Bushwhackers, were inducted. This is not including the Celebrity Wing or Legacy Wing. Based on these figures, 2 or 3 more names are expected to be inducted into this year's Hall of Fame. Over the past few months, names such as William Regal, Christian, Mike Rotunda, Beth Phoenix have all been rumored to be added to this year's class. Along with wrestling talent, who gets inducted? Fans also anticipate who will be inducting them. With the recent announcement of DDP going into the Hall of Fame, Jim Ross stated on his blog that the person who will induct him is expected to be Eric Bischoff. He stated that he was told that Bischoff would be the one inducting him, and it makes for a nice story. Over the years, there have been very poignant speeches given from the ones who are inducting, as well as a good way to see them return. Names such as Vader, the Honky Tonk Man, Stevie Ray, and Carlito all made WWE returns at the Hall of Fame to induct their respective class members. 2017, Cody Rhodes put himself on the map with his poignant speech while inducting Dusty Rhodes into the Hall of Fame. DDP gave a very emotional speech in 2014 while he inducted Jake the Snake Roberts. He told a very passionate story about Roberts giving him so much sound advice and opportunity when he was trying to establish himself as a wrestler and helping his recovery from addiction, and it was a way to return the favor. I was lucky enough to actually live with Jake the Snake Roberts back in 1994. I had just got let go from WCW because I tore my rotator cuff. Well, let's just say I got fired. Hey, sometimes the negative turns into a positive. Plus, they didn't believe in 36-year-old rookies either. But that guy did, Dusty Rhodes did, and so did Jake the Snake Roberts. Paige would go on to tell Roberts, who stayed with Paige and then wife Kimberly for a period of time, and learned so much from his time together with him. Throughout the time in WCW for DDP, it was widely reported that he had a strong friendship with Eric Bischoff, who was the president of the company. However, as Paige stated in his Hall of Fame speech inducting Roberts, many did not believe in his ability to succeed in wrestling since he spent so many years in the business as a manager and a color commentator. However, he was able to prove the naysayers wrong and win his first WCW World Championship at the age of 43. If Bischoff is indeed the one to induct DDP into the Hall of Fame, it will be interesting to see his thoughts on Paige achieving so much in a stage of his life that would be the end of many wrestlers' careers. I like that, man. I like that Bischoff is doing it. It's going to be great to see Eric Bischoff back on WWE television, okay, just for the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying he's going to be on television following this, but it makes sense, man. In a time where WCW really didn't have any homegrown stars, and DDP was that one homegrown star outside of Goldberg that was really built from within in WCW. And Eric Bischoff was there to see his meteoric rise to the top of WCW. There's no better person. There's no better person to see and understand what DDP had to go through. I'm sure there's all stories behind it. What was, meant to be nothing big with DDP, and all of a sudden he took off. Bischoff was there for it all. And I'm sure the way Eric Bischoff is and how well spoken he is, it's going to be a great induction speech, and it's going to be a memorable segment for the Hall of Fame. If Bischoff, by chance, doesn't do it, which I hope he does, and Jim Ross has stated that he will, But if by chance WWE wants to be WWE and say, you know, fuck Eric Bischoff. If I was to pick somebody to induct DDP, it would be a combination of Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall. Because DDP has done more so in his time out of wrestling than he did when he was with WCW. Because right now, he's saving people's lives. The man is saving people's lives. The man is extending people's careers in this business. I think, to me, and I'm sure you guys can agree with me, everything that DDP is doing nowadays, the fact that he saved Jake the Snake, the fact that he saved Scott Hall, the fact that he brought Mick Foley down 100 pounds, the fact that he's saving Vader's life, and Vader already lost 50 pounds doing DDP yoga. Whatever he's doing now is worth more than whatever he did for WCW. Because he's saving lives and extending careers. I'm sure you guys can agree with me on that. But if DDP does have someone induct him, it's got to be Bischoff. If not, Jake and Scott Hall should be, you know, a combination. Two-man team doing the inductions for DDP. But I'm glad Bischoff is the one that is going to be doing it. Now we just need Jim Cornette to do the Rock and Roll Express. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. The way Kevin Dunn and Jim Cornette have gone over the years. Not sure if that's going to even come close to happening, but stranger things have happened, man. And there's really nobody better than Jim Cornette to induct the Rock and Roll Express. So we'll see what happens. I would absolutely love to see Jim Cornette on WWE television. He's got to be professional, but we'll see what happens. DDP and Bischoff should be a good night. Finally, guys, we're going to end with this here. Why Naomi was forced to relinquish the Smackdown Women's Championship. I might have some small news stories as well. Let me see if I have anything here before we actually end. Before we end here, I do have one on AJ Lee I want to talk about. I think that's it. I got this one AJ Lee story about an excerpt from her book. So we'll talk about that. I also got a rumor about Big Show and Shaq. And then we did that already. No, we don't need to talk about that. Who gives a shit about that? And that's it. We'll do that and AJ Lee, and then we'll end off the script for the weekend. But off the script here. Continuing on. Naomi why was she forced to relinquish the SmackDown Women's Championship? This week on SmackDown certainly was a shocker to wrestling fans, as Naomi was forced to give up her women's title. But the latest WWE rumors suggest that there may be something fishy going on with why she had to give it up. According to the latest WWE rumors from Fox Sports, Naomi originally won the title against Alexa Bliss during the Elimination Chamber. However, while fighting Bliss, Naomi suffered a knee injury. This has never stopped any of the men from keeping the titles they earned, but apparently the rules for the women are different. And she didn't give up the title voluntarily either. It took SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan, who knows a thing or two about injuries, to force her to relinquish the title because he'd made the announcement that the doctors determined that Naomi couldn't wrestle for at least 30 days. Why Naomi wouldn't make her own announcement or relinquish the belt on her own accord is beyond anyone's level of comprehension. It seems rather suspect that the first black women wrestler to get the SmackDown Women's Championship belt would have had to give up the title because of her injury, especially during Black History Month. All these suspicions are echoed in Cage Side Seats' latest round of WWE rumors. The respected outlet pointed out that even they, who have been following both wrestling and Naomi's career since the beginning, could not understand what was going on. Certainly, they didn't expect Naomi to relinquish the belt. And I quote from Cage Side Seats, "Last Tuesday, just days after beating Alexa Bliss for the championship at the Chamber, Naomi revealed she was diagnosed with an injury. She vowed to carry the title into her hometown of Orlando at this year's WrestleMania. Bliss issued an ultimatum, however, demanding a rematch this week. There was never any official backing from SmackDown management for Alexa's or else comment, and the preview for the February 21st episode on WWE.com asked why Bliss might do, or what Bliss might do, if Naomi can't wrestle. So it doesn't look like they're on the verge of forcing the champ to relinquish her strap. Even fans couldn't understand what was going on with the Women's Championship belt. According to Bleacher Report's latest round of WWE rumors, they gauged the response from the fans during the broadcast of her title relinquishment, and needless to say, people were not happy. It was disappointing to watch Naomi hand over her title, especially how passionate she was about winning it, and how proud she was to be as champion. Bliss brushing her promo off and stating her case for the title was perfect and earned her near nuclear heat. She stumbled a bit, clearly because of the what chants, overwhelmed by the what chants from fans who have not figured out it's not 2002 anymore. But she recovered perfectly. The revelation of Lynch as the opposition for the night's title bout made sense given the fact that Becky Lynch was the only other woman on the roster to previously hold the title. A strong segment that benefited exponentially from the connection between Bryan's story and Naomi's. There's no word yet on Naomi if she will ever regain her title or if she's up for another rematch once she recovers. However, one thing is clear. Fans would love to see Naomi on top again. So, this is my opinion on this. WWE and the rumors going around are stating that it is not a massive injury, that she will be at WrestleMania. She will at least have a few weeks left to build towards WrestleMania if they want to use her. I honestly think that WWE... listen, this could all be perfectly devised as something that is actually a storyline. Who the fuck knows? I don't even know anymore. But based on the fact that it was a rumor that she will be at Mania, and she's not really hurt, and it's not going to take a full 30 days for her to recover, that the injury is very minor, WWE is probably using this as a way to correct themselves by, you know what, rewriting something that really shouldn't have happened at the Elimination Chamber. Naomi shouldn't have won the title at the Elimination Chamber. This is just me thinking out loud, you know, conspiracy theories. Maybe they realize that they fucked up at the Chamber, and they want to build sympathy for Naomi, who clearly is a fan favorite, going into WrestleMania. The title should not have been given to Naomi, only 3 weeks being on television. The title should have been on Alexa Bliss. There was no reason for Alexa Bliss to lose the title. So they figured, you know what, let's do this storyline. Let's do this on SmackDown. Let's relinquish the title. Have her give this heartfelt speech. Everybody's emotional and this and that, right? But instead of her going into the Mania event in Orlando as champion, let's do one better. Let's build her up as a sympathetic babyface and have her challenge for the title and win it at Mania. Now, I don't know why they didn't think about that all along. That was clearly the first thing that popped into my head. If they wanted to really build Naomi up as a babyface challenger for WrestleMania, have her have the moment there. And it was just another moment that WWE fucked up. But now, you know, the injury, it is legit. The injury might actually be a blessing in disguise for Naomi. This actually might make her more over than initially thought. You know? She was over already. But the fact that she had to give up the title due to a real injury, and the fact that everybody was just very emotional about it, people were tearing up during the speech, and they seen Naomi's heartbreak, and she didn't want to give up the title. They could use this and take that real emotion and fuel this storyline now, if they wanted to. Which makes for an even better storyline going into WrestleMania. Having Naomi come back from injury, beat Alexa Bliss, and put her in her place, which should have originally happened in the first place at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens. That's what I think is really going to happen. They're going to build Naomi up as a babyface challenger with the sympathetic role. The title was taken away from her. It was unfair. Alexa Bliss, the conniving heel, the conniving bitch that she is, got the title back, and now she's going to get what she deserves at WrestleMania. Naomi's going to win the title again. So we'll see what happens. That's what I think WWE is building towards. And finally, guys, let's end on this AJ Lee story that is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Former Divas champion AJ Lee is coming out with a book entitled Crazy is My Superpower, How I Triumphed by Breaking Bones, Breaking Hearts, and Breaking the Rules. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys can actually pre-order this book for free. The book comes out in April of 2017, but it has been reviewed early and is already making waves. The person reviewing the book highlighted an interesting part. AJ apparently speaks in the book about a member of WWE management. And no name was given on this person. It might have been Kevin Dunn. I don't know. Would not be surprised. But there was a member of WWE management who told her that she was considered unfuckable when she first began with the company. This is a review from the book on Amazon, an early review, an excerpt from the book. The important thing is that she never gave up, and she was determined to become a pro wrestler and overcame her size, massive amounts of sexism from within the business, and the fact that a certain director of talent relations, who is never named in the book, but I have named their brother in this review. Oh, it was, what's his face? Fucking asshole there. People power. Fucking Laurinaitis, right? It was that motherfucker. So there you go. Well, we pieced the puzzle together. I thought it could have been Kevin Dunn too. Who the fuck knows? AJ Lee is not fuckable, but my teeth are. I would not be surprised if Kevin Dunn said that same thing, but John Laurinaitis apparently said that AJ Lee was unfuckable. Directly told her that she was considered unfuckable by fans and higher-ups. Now, we will know the full story when the book comes out. Clearly, they didn't want to mention any names in the review, but we pieced this one together. So, John Laurinaitis apparently said AJ Lee was unfuckable to fans and higher-ups in WWE. I don't know. I thought AJ Lee was quite attractive, to be honest with you. I thought AJ Lee was fucking sexy as fuck. Not gonna lie. I don't get that. Don't know why. Maybe John Laurinaitis just has a different taste in women. I don't know. But apparently CM Punk is doing very well for himself. Okay, why don't you go ask CM Punk if AJ Lee is unfuckable? I'm pretty sure he'll give you a completely different answer. She looks like a good time. I'll tell you that. But we're going to end on that. Fucking awful, man. That's just awful to say. That's awful to say. Why would you say that about anybody? Seriously. And say that out loud, too. I mean, at least say it in private, whisper it. Or text it, But it shouldn't be said, period. These are people you're bringing into the company to utilize them for their talent. And you're going to say out loud to, especially a female in this business, oh yeah, the fans consider you, and the higher-ups here consider you unfuckable, so you're not going to succeed. You know how demoralizing that is? That's fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. So good on her for opening up about this type of thing. It's all going to be unveiled in her book come April. So if you guys want to go check that out, audibletrial.com/offthescript, and you guys can pre-order that via Audible right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys so much, man. Sorry about the lateness of Off the Script this Sunday, but I was in Atlantic City, man. I could not avoid it. Could not avoid it, man. But if I have any more news, I'll either give you an extra, maybe there'll be a part 4. I don't know. But there really is nothing else going on right now as we head towards Fastlane. And I'm going to relax for the rest of the night, man. I'm going to eat some dinner. Walking Dead is on. Can't wait to see what's going on with Negan, as well as he is continuing to search for Daryl. And Daryl now and Rick are trying to get the Kingdom and fucking High Point or Hilltop, whatever the fuck that other town is, all together so they can battle the Saviors. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going on with that. But Negan is going to be on the show tonight, and he's going to be taking Lucille with him. Can't wait to see what's going on with that. But thank you guys so much, man. Off the Script is done. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Check out what you need down below. I'll be back Monday with Monday Night Raw review. Hopefully I'm still alive when Monday Night Raw is over. And then a full week of more wrestling content as always to come, man. And then I'll see you right back here on episode 159 of Off the Script. Make sure iTunes, it's going up as well. And tomorrow to check that out on iTunes or Podbean. Until then, guys, I'm JD. Thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up. And I'll see you all tomorrow for Monday Night Raw review. Talk to you later.